Good afternoon, backyard gardeners. Okay, so Pawpaw Sammy and Starkey Farmstead has a request. We are asking anybody that has heirloom or family seeds that has been passed down in your family. I don't know, your great aunt, your crazy uncle who was always gardening and you were like, oh gosh, your grandfather, your father, your mom, your neighbor down the road. Any seeds that have been passed on to you, that you may have a few that you are willing to share with Pawpaw Sammy and Starkey Farmstead. I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this video with my email address. Please email me, and in the memo, put seeds. That way I'll open it, because I get a lot of emails, guys. I don't always have time to go through them. If I think it's spam, I'm not even going to open it. So, if you don't mind sharing your seeds with us, we would be so appreciative. And the reason that I'm asking is I would like this year, when the spring starts, to have some transplants to put into our garden, our organic, regenerative, no-till garden, that are unique with a backstory. Not just seeds that I bought from Johnny's or some organic burpee, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I would like to have a letter with your seeds, even if it's handwritten, a little note that says, I received these seeds, yada, yada, yada. Everybody has a story. And the reason I'm asking is I would like to be part of a movement that gets back to types of food that people recognize. And what I'm saying is I'm not against hybrids and all these new things going out, but I know for a fact that a lot of people receive seeds and they're not at a stage in their life where they're ready to garden or they have the time to garden. And so they put the seeds up. 20 years goes by, the seeds, a mouse got into your seeds, you put them in an outside freezer to keep them cold, the freezer dies, you go to check, they're molded. So those seeds are more and more likely to be lost. So what I'm asking is that if you would email me, we will send you a stamped envelope, and you can send us some of those seeds with a little note. And I will do my best to keep a documented evidentiary trail so I know where these seeds came from. It just means a lot to me, and this is why. Seeds that come from plants that have been planted over and over and over, and they are successful, have actually learned to fight the diseases in your soil. They are better at pest resistance. You don't need to chemically change them. You don't need to coat them. By planting over and over from that line of plant that successfully made it through the planting season, you have a seed that is resistant to a lot of things naturally. Let me explain that in layman's terms. So I planted a couple of years ago some pumpkins, and I saved some seeds from them because everything else just got devastated by the squash vine borer. But for whatever reason, these two pumpkin plants did not. I replanted those. Same thing happened. They might have gotten one squash vine borer, but they didn't get 10 or 12 throughout the season like everything else around it did. Now, I don't know why that is, but the pumpkins tasted good. They were beautiful, and the plant just seemed to be naturally resistant to squash vine borer. I also have a gourd plant that did that. Somebody had sent me some organic heirloom gourd seeds. I planted them in 2 seasons in a row. They never got hit once by the squash vine borer, but everything around them got devastated. But that 1 or 2 plants that I put in the ground, and they were proficient in giving me like 20 and 30 gourds off one plant. I mean, they were beautiful. And I was steadily cutting it back. And so my point is this. I understand that. I would like to see seeds saved. I have a very good friend of my husband's family. Her dad passed away, but he had been an avid gardener. Okay, so she had an entire freezer, open door freezer, staying up like a refrigerator, in a shed that had been his, where he kept all of his seeds. He had been using these same seeds for 50 years. He would plant the seeds, harvest the crops, gather more seed, and he kept the cycle going, correct? You understand what I'm saying? Well, he passes away, and within 6 months, somebody went out there, opened the freezer, and didn't shut it back correctly. And when she finally realized like 2 months later, every seed was molded. Every bag was black. There was no way to save it. I had asked her for a couple of seeds, but her dad had just passed away. And she was like, you know, I'd really like to give them to you, Sam, but I just want to hold on to them. Guys, a seed unplanted is a wasted seed. If you have something like that and you really want to see honor come to the person who was responsible for planting, harvesting, and then saving seed for the next year, send some to my dad and I. We will do our absolute best to get those into the ground this year and to produce something from that seed. And I'm asking this as gently as I can. Let's not let all that time and effort of people go to waste. And sometimes we are not at a place in our life where we can use those seeds, but we have them, or we have an abundance of them. So if it's not too much for you, it's Christmas time. So Papa Sammy and Starkey Farmstead is asking you to row in our boat. Let us row in y'all's. We would very much like to get some very unique varieties of squash, different types of mustards. Would love that. Would love to see some carrots come in, some beets. Look, guys, I know tomatoes are a big thing across America, especially in the South. We love bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches down here. Love it. If you have anything unique like that that you would be willing to share with us, like I said, my email will be in the link. It's Mr.Stephen.Starkey@iCloud.com. Not very hard. Please send that to us. We would be very appreciative. If you'll reach out to me, I will send you a stamped envelope, and I will break everything half and half between my dad and myself. And then you will see your seeds growing here at Starkey Farmstead, one video, documented, and I will do my very best to give a shout out to each and every person's variety that we're able to get in the ground this coming season. So thank you guys so much. Have a blessed holiday season. Stay safe. Look at that. It's so damp out here, guys. It's like it's summertime. I can see all the crazy humid hair, I call it, wanting to come up. Oh, and by the way, for the ones of you who watched this for, I did go yesterday to my dental appointment, got fitted for my dentures. No more surgeries. No more bone removal. Thank you, Jesus. So you guys be expecting sometime in the new year, 2023, Sam's gonna have teeth. So I'm super excited. Thank you for watching Starkey Farmstead. Please like, comment, and subscribe.